Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. Indianapolis-based Republic Airways, like everyone else in the airline industry, reeling from the effects of the pandemic. Republic has applied for emergency federal grant funding that it says would help keep employees paid through September 30. Republic CEO Bryan Bedford joins us now to talk about the economic fallout and the airline's plan going forward. Also some perspective on what air travelers can expect. And Bryan, as always, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Gary. Good to be here.
I mentioned off the top that application for federal assistance that would help you keep the majority of those 6,700 employees you have. Any update on if you have received that yet and where that stands?
Sure, Gary. We applied for federal assistance back at the end of March when the CARES Act was passed. We anticipated funding in the first 2 weeks of April. That hasn't happened yet, so we're still waiting for the funds to arrive. We've been in deep discussions with the Treasury Department trying to resolve outstanding issues, and I think we're close, so we remain optimistic that we will see those funds in the not too distant future, but it's difficult to maintain 6,700 employees when there's no revenue coming in.
Talk about the impact, the obvious impact. I mentioned the reduction in flights, which has been dramatic. How dramatic has it been from a business standpoint?
Well, as you pointed out in your intro, Gary, we operate over 1,100 flights a day on average pre-COVID-19, and we're under 200 flights a day today. So it has been a dramatic reduction in service. Now, we are trying to maintain critical air service links, especially into some of the hot spots like New York City and Newark, New Jersey. But it's tough. It's keeping our employees safe and healthy, and keeping our passengers on board safe and healthy is the number one priority.
Bryan, as you look at going back to work, which that process has started, how are you beginning at least to ramp up service and ramp up business?
Well, first it comes with trying to give our customers a sense of their own security, Gary. So amazing measures are in place to clean aircraft after each flight, making sure that customers have access to face masks and hand sanitizers and disposable gloves, things of that nature that we can invest in for their own security. But again, we also have to make sure that customers understand when they get to the other side of their travel that there's a reason to be there. So we really need our partners in the hospitality industry also to start to embrace a slow, measured, safe reopening of the economy.
Yeah, and you've given us a flavor, a little hint there on what travelers can expect. But my next question was, what can air travelers expect in the industry as it begins to get back to some normalcy? What is the flying experience going to be like post-pandemic?
Right. Well, I'm pleased to say that prior to the pandemic, the flying experience, at least on Republic and our codeshare partners, has been exceptional. I mean, exceptional customer service. That won't change, even though our flight attendants may be behind a mask and some of the serving that we do on the aircraft may be more limited to reduce human contact as we're starting to get to understand the new normal. That may be slightly different, but you're going to find exceptional travel values waiting for those who are ready to go fly, and you're going to find, unfortunately, some fairly empty aircraft, so social distancing for the foreseeable future won't be terribly difficult on aircraft.
Bryan, final question for you. I know, there are some people painting a rather grim outlook, if you will, for the airline industry. You are one of those people who are very bullish on the airline industry. And, to that point, some time ago, you instituted the Lift Academy to actually train future employees, a really proactive step into getting talent into the industry. What is the future of that facility, the Lift Academy, where you've been training people to go into aviation? What's the status on that?
Right. Well, Gary, when Governor Holcomb ordered schools to close back in mid-March, we did, in fact, close our Lift Academy as well as our corporate training facilities here in Indianapolis. As the governor opens up the state, we look forward to very quickly reopening the Lift Academy as well as our central training facility here in Indianapolis. And we believe the future remains bright. While this may be a 1 or 2 year delay in terms of the industry's development, I believe in America. I believe in consumers who desire to travel and gain experiences both domestically and globally. So I think this is it's a short-term pause, but long-term, the Lift Academy will be a competitive advantage for us.
Bryan Bedford is the CEO of Republic Airways based here in Indianapolis. Bryan, as always, thank you for the time. Look forward to talking to you soon, hopefully in person. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, Gary. Take care.
All right.